Hi, what's up? How are we doing? Good evening. So I'm coming. So I promised to be live by 7, and this is 7, and I hope we're gonna run this together this evening. How's everybody doing? How are we doing today? Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. Hey, this is really awesome. It's beautiful being here with you this evening. I'm in my kitchen actually. In my kitchen, I'm trying to prepare one or two to eat. So, if you were in my life in the morning, you should know what we're talking about, right? Hi everyone, good evening. How we doing? Come join me in the kitchen. I know you're gonna love it here. You're gonna love it here in my kitchen. I'm preparing some food. I'm preparing some noodles. Hey, cat lover, what's up? Good evening. Were you on my live this evening? There in the morning? Okay, in the morning we were discussing something. Hello, hi, how you doing? So in the morning we were really discussing something very serious. We were talking about managing a toxic relationship. Okay, and that was what we were talking about in the morning. And I promise to be back here by 7 this evening. All right, I promise to be back here with you by 7 this evening. So we're gonna make my evening really look lively together. Okay. So how was your day? How did it go with you at work today? Hope we all doing great. Hope we all doing great. I want to slice my tomato. I want to slice my tomato. I want to slice my tomato. Slice my onion. And a little pepper. I want to do noodles. Okay. I want to do noodles. So in the morning we were already talking about toxic relationship. In the first place, what do you understand by the word toxic? When you find yourself in a toxic relationship, and we were saying that being in a toxic relationship, it's a toxic relationship consistently harms your emotions. Okay, when you are in a toxic relationship, it harms your emotions regularly, your mental health, your physical health. Instead of you feeling safe and secure in that relationship, you are being harmed. You're being scared. You feel unprotected in a toxic relationship. You don't feel supported by your partner. Now, in the morning, we're already talking about a romantic relationship, but this evening, we're going to elaborate it into other relationships. Sometimes, when we talk about relationship, it's not just the intimate relationship, you understand? We also talk about relatives, people at your workplace, even in the environment where you're living, in your business place. We all have relationships we keep in such places. And sometimes those people we keep around ourselves, they have this toxicity in them that keep us unhealthy around them. All right? We also feel drained by their energy. Have you ever been in a relationship with a toxic person? How does it feel? You feel drained. Now we're going to, how do you feel drained? Sometimes you have this anxiety, you're anxious, you're scared in a toxic relationship. Because in such relationship, you find things we call disrespect. Hi, if you're joining me for the first time, just say hi to me. Just say hi to me. My name is Portia, but you can call me Posh Black. I'm streaming from Nigeria precisely. And I think I'm gonna make your evening lovely. I'm in the kitchen. Join me, let's make some noodles. Let's make some noodles. So I remove the first water from my noodles. I just remove my first water, okay? So, what are the signs to know that you are in a toxic relationship? That's one thing we're going to ponder on right away. What are the signs to know that this relationship is toxic? Now, one of the signs of being in a toxic relationship is that there is constant criticism in such relationship. Whatever you do, you are being criticized. You get blamed even when you do the right thing. They blame you. When you have such experience that you're being criticized always in your relationship, no matter what you do, you are not being appreciated. Beloved, you are in a toxic relationship, okay? When you are not appreciated in your relationship, no matter what you do, they find fault in everything you do. Such a relationship is a toxic one. And it's not good for your health. It's not good for your emotional health. It's not good for your physical health either. All right? And then one other thing too, one other sign to show that you are in a toxic relationship is that in a toxic relationship, there is no affection. All right? They don't consider how you feel in a toxic relationship. The other party does not consider how you feel at all. Your emotions doesn't matter to them. It's only themselves. That is how a toxic relationship goes. Even if you complain about what they are doing that you don't like, they don't care. They don't consider anything. It's just them. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you that sometimes toxic people are selfish. When it comes to relationship, they are selfish. In a toxic relationship, you find what we call emotional neglect. All right? Oh, cat lover, you've been in a toxic relationship twice. Yes, just, I said this evening is going to be an interactional life. I will want you to say your mind. I will want you to ship in something. If you've been in a toxic relationship before, how did you manage? How did you cope? How did you survive it? Because I know most of us have been in toxic relationships. And there is one effect of a toxic relationship. It makes you feel like you can't love again. You understand? It makes you lose interest in this thing called love. Yeah. Cat lover, how did it go with you when you find yourself in a toxic relationship? And how did you survive it? Can you talk to us? Can you talk to us? Okay. While we wait for you to type and tell us how it felt being in a toxic relationship twice, that must be so stressful and hurting, right? We're going to look at another sign of a toxic relationship. In a toxic relationship, you lack respect and trust. You understand me? In a toxic relationship, if you and your partner go out, and let's say for instance something happened, they will scold you right there outside. They can't cover you. If you have issue with somebody outside, instead of your partner to protect you, they will be against you. They will just tell the world, that is how he or she is. That is how he behaves. But in reality, that is not who you are. You are a good person. But because you are with a toxic person, they condemn you in everything. And even if you're doing the right thing, they will say, what you're doing is wrong. Lack of trust. They don't believe in you. Whatever you say is none of their business. They don't trust you. When you're in a toxic relationship, there is no trust. No matter what you do, they don't trust you. For instance, you went somewhere and you want to explain to them, this is where I have been. It's just like, she or he is lying. They don't believe anything you do. They always feel you are lying. That is one of the signs of a toxic relationship. So if you're with somebody that Always believe whatever you're saying is a lie, my dear. That is a toxic relationship. All right? A very toxic one. And another sign to know that you're in a toxic relationship. Hi everyone, how are we doing? In case you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Portia. You can call me Posh Black. Sorry, I'm sweating because I'm in the kitchen, okay? I'm trying to prepare some food for the family. Yeah. When you are in a toxic relationship, toxic people are very manipulative. That one, toxic people are manipulative. Should I tell you how? Okay. When you find them doing something that is wrong, I'm cutting my onion. When you find them doing something that is wrong and you correct them, they will turn it around on you. That is one sign of a toxic person. Very manipulative. They will see what is right, they will turn it around. They will see the truth, they will say, no, it's a lie. That is what a toxic person does. They manipulate you. They make you feel guilty, even when you're not guilty. They want to make you apologize to them, even when they are the people that wrong you. So manipulative. You understand me? That's one sign of being in a toxic relationship. Manipulating, controlling. Yeah. Let me get something to clean my sweat, please. Just a minute. So, one sign to show that you're in a toxic relationship, just as we were saying, is that a toxic partner will manipulate you. They want to control you all the time. When you find them doing something wrong and you correct them, instead of them to accept the fact that they are wrong, they will turn it all around on you. They will start blaming you. That is one sign to show you that you are in a toxic relationship. They control you. You don't have a say. Where are you from? I'm a Nigerian. I'm streaming from Port Harcourt. Pato. Where are you from? Good evening. Welcome to my life. In case you're joining me for the first time, my name is Portia. But you can call me Posh Black, okay? You can call me Posh Black. And then we want to iron out the issue of thank you. We want to iron out the issue of toxicity in our relationship. That's what we're talking about today. How to manage toxic relationship. We just explain what a toxic relationship is. It's a place where you feel unsafe, unprotected. Instead of feeling that comfort that comes with love, you're scared all the time. And we're talking about some signs to show that you are in a toxic relationship. Some of the signs that show that this is a toxic relationship. And we say that in a toxic relationship, you are being manipulated. And when we're talking about being manipulated, when you tell them that they are wrong, they turn it around on you. They don't accept their mistakes. A toxic partner does not accept mistakes. They feel they are right always. Okay? I think someone said that he has been in a toxic relationship before. Cat lover, can you explain to us how you felt when you were in a toxic relationship and how you survived it? Can you? How did you manage when you find yourself in a toxic relationship? I think we still have some other signs of a toxic relationship, some of the signs that shows that you are in a toxic relationship. When you are in a toxic relationship, there is constant conflict, constant misunderstandings. And the reason for the misunderstanding you may not even know, because they will not tell you. Hey, you know what? This onion, I just like my onion and it's really peppering my eyes. It's peppering my eyes. Hi, if you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Portia. You can call me Posh Black. Welcome to my life. Please give me some thumbs up if you like what we're doing here. All right. This is a place where you express yourself, okay? You talk about what is bothering you. We talk about it together. It's a community of good people. So, in a toxic relationship, there is frequent conflicts without resolutions. There is quarrel all the time, and you can't solve them. The reason is because when this quarrel comes up, and you try to point out to your partner what they've done wrong, they don't accept their wrongs. Okay, so continuous conflict without resolutions, no solution to the problems. It keeps coming up now and then. Frequent conflicts without resolution. And one other sign of being in a toxic relationship is that you're always scared. A toxic relationship brings fears, it brings anxieties, it brings worries. You know what? Because when you're with a toxic person, hey, you ever eat tomato? It's nice for your body. When you're with a toxic person, you may not even know what to do to please them. You will know when you're wrong or when you are right. Okay? You won't know when you are wrong or when you are right. You will not know what to do to please them. You will not know what you do that pisses them off. Advance. Oh, good night. You're going to bed? Good night. Sweet dreams, okay? I'll see you tomorrow morning in the office. So, in a toxic relationship, there is constant fear, constant anxieties. Reason is because when you're in a toxic relationship, there's nothing you do that pleases your partner. They find fault in everything you're doing. So, before you do anything, you're scared because you don't know how they will react to what you are doing. You're like, anxiety. And once you are scared of doing things in a relationship, you can never be happy. That is where the emotional draining comes in. That is where the emotional instability creeps in. That is why it is very wrong to stay quiet in a toxic relationship, okay? That's why it's very wrong to stay quiet in a toxic relationship. Then, hi everyone, how are we doing? Please, I need your contributions. It shouldn't just be me talking. This should just be me talking. So, if you look at the topic we are having here, we said managing a toxic relationship. All right? How do you manage a toxic relationship? Should you just leave it that way? Or should you just walk away? Okay, so let's see stage by stage how you can manage a toxic relationship. Right? And the first thing to do in a toxic relationship is that you must acknowledge the fact that there is toxicity in my relationship. You must accept that fact first. Accepting the fact of toxicity in your relationship is the first step to managing the situation. All right? Now, after acknowledging the fact that there is toxicity in your relationship, there is another step that you need to take. You clearly state your boundaries. You must state out your boundaries for your partner. And you know those boundaries? Those boundaries simply means what you will tolerate in your relationship and what you're not going to tolerate. I think those are the boundaries you must set when you find yourself in a toxic relationship. Hi, who's there with me? Can you say hi to me? If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Portia, but you can call me Posh Black, okay? I'm in my kitchen. I'm in the kitchen. I'm trying to prepare noodles. I know you like it. I think next time I'm going to prepare my noodles, I'm going to put my camera straight to my noodles so that you see how I prepare it. Alright, I just finished. This is my tomato. This is my onion, okay? That's what I've removed the first water from my I already steam my noodles. I remove the first water, okay, to remove all those chemicals and preservatives. So the next thing I'm going to slice is my pepper. I'm going to slice my pepper, all right? That's what I'm going to do right away. Remember, this is not a cooking class, so we're talking about toxicity in our relationship, and I'm just trying to tell you what I'm doing in the kitchen. What I'm doing in the kitchen right now is I'm cooking. So, one step to handling a toxic relationship is that you're going to set boundaries. What do we mean by setting boundaries? Sometimes when you set boundaries, they see it like disrespect. A toxic person will see it as disrespect. What are those boundaries? You must tell your partner what you want and what you don't want. Behaviors that you can tolerate and the ones you will not tolerate. All right? Because if you don't set your boundaries in a relationship, they'll take you for granted. They will override you. They just use you and dump you. So that is why it is nice to set boundaries in relationship. The partner must know what you like and what you don't like. They should know how far they can go, and they should know where they should not go to when it comes to you. All right? State out clearly what you like and what you hate. Don't let anybody take you for granted in the name of being in a relationship with them, be it a love relationship, be it relatives, be it at your workplace, be it a business partner. You should be able to set your boundaries in a relationship. That's one way to handle toxicity in a relationship. Remember what we're talking about today is how to manage toxicity in our relationship. Then, one of the ways to manage toxicity in your relationship has to do with communication. All right? Now, when we talk about communication, some people believe that for you to let somebody understand how you feel, you should shout. You should scream at the top of your voice. But that's not the best way to handle toxic people, okay? They are people, they are humans like us. It's just that maybe they don't understand how others feel because of their actions. So, one way to handle or to manage a toxic relationship is communication. You should be able to call your partner, make them understand how you feel. Make them understand where you are being hurt. Are we together? But when you're doing this, you must do it politely. That's my point when it comes to communication. You're going to have a very calm tone. Remember we said in a toxic relationship, there is constant conflict without resolution. And that always happens depending on how you approach the issues surrounding your relationship. So, one step to solving this problem is that you're going to communicate to your partner in a very polite way. You're going to talk to them in a language of peace, a language of suggestion. What if we have to do it this way? Don't put it to them like it's a command. Don't put it to them like you want to control them. Are we? Yeah. Put it to them like you were suggesting that instead of doing things this way they've been doing it, why not do it the other way round? Okay? So that's one way. Communication is a very big key to managing a toxic relationship. Communication is one big key to managing a toxic relationship. Your communication must be in a calm and quiet way, okay? You don't have to shout when you try to express yourself to your partner. I think this one goes mostly to us ladies. When we want to express ourselves in a toxic relationship, sometimes you would think that, okay, shouting on top of your voice is going to solve the problem. No. When you start a toxic relationship, you only worsen your situation. Remember I told you, in a toxic relationship, the toxic person feel they are always right. So if you come shouting, they'll feel like you want to ride on them. They will not listen to anything you're saying. And that is where the conflict continues without resolution. To address issues in a toxic relationship, communication is a very big key. And if you must communicate, let your communication be in a calm way. All right? Let your tone be mild. Don't shout. Don't scream. And don't talk from the place of anger. All right? At the time that you are angry, please don't say anything. If you want to save your relationship, because the truth is that sometimes we get used to toxic people, but we are not comfortable and we can't leave. You get it? So that is why we are talking about how to manage a toxic relationship. When you are stuck with someone who is toxic, how do you manage them? How do you manage them? So we're saying communication is one of the keys, and you must talk politely to them. Hollywood camera face. Why? Why do you want me to go to Hollywood? So we're talking about communication and handling toxicity in your relationship. Then another way to handle toxicity in your relationship outside communication, and the few ones I've mentioned. The first one was that you must first of all accept the fact that you are in a toxic relationship. It's not your fault that you find yourself in a toxic relationship. We fall in love with people every day, and sometimes you don't even know who you're falling in love with. Hi, son Q2B, how you doing? It's a best audition. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Come join me in the kitchen. I'm preparing noodles. Where are you streaming from? I'm cutting my noodles sachet. I'm a Nigerian. Can you speak up? I want. Are you in your husband's house? No, I'm not married. I've been through a lot of toxic relationships and I couldn't handle them until I got a therapist who really talked to me. So I really want to create an awareness for people that most times walking away out of your relationship is not the best idea. All right, because nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Oh, what am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do now? Walking out of your relationship is not always the best decision. Excuse me, I'm coming. Walking out of your relationship is not always the best option when it comes to toxic relationship. Sometimes we find means of handling a toxic relationship or them or they.